Every time you talk to someone, you somehow end up replaying the conversation for the next 6 hours. They give you a short reply, you immediately think they hate you. They don't text back for a while, now you're somehow convinced you ruined the friendship. You start creating entire fake scenarios in your head where everyone secretly dislikes you. And honestly, for the longest time, that was basically my normal. For years, I apologized for literally everything. And I mean everything. Someone bumps into me? Sorry. I'm standing still and somehow still manage to apologize. I'd have an opinion about something and immediately backtrack. Like, yeah, I think this is true, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. No confidence, no commitment, just immediate retreat. And if I texted someone and they didn't respond fast enough, oh, it was over. In my mind, they hated me. Friendship done. Pack it up. What's crazy is I didn't even realize this was weird. I thought this was just how everyone operated. Like, doesn't everyone overthink every interaction? Doesn't everyone randomly remember something they said 9 hours ago and physically cringe? Apparently, no. I remember one specific moment that should have been my wake-up call. I was probably 16 or 17. I posted something on Instagram. Nothing crazy, just a regular post. And after like a full day, barely anyone liked it. And for some reason, I took that insanely personally. Like, genuinely personally. Instead of acting normal, my brain immediately went, okay, so people must hate me now. Clearly logical conclusion. Maybe I annoyed someone. Maybe I said something weird. Maybe everyone collectively decided I was no longer likable. So I spent basically the entire weekend overthinking a post that people probably didn't even see. And looking back, that is genuinely ridiculous. But it also made me realize something. This didn't randomly start in high school. This had clearly been building for years. Probably since I was a kid. I was never the loudest person or the most popular, but I was friendly with basically everyone. And at first, that sounds like a good thing. But in reality, I think I was just terrified of anyone disliking me. So I adapted constantly. Different friend group, different personality. Group A got one version of me. Group B got another. Group C basically got downloadable DLC content. I was just constantly adjusting to whatever version of myself I thought people would like the most. And honestly, it worked. People liked me. I had friends. I fit in. But there was one huge problem. I had absolutely no idea who I actually was. Like, genuinely. If you asked me what my real opinions were, I probably couldn't tell you. Or I'd just repeat whatever the people around me believed. Because my identity was basically outsourced. And that gets exhausting fast. When you spend all your time performing, your brain never shuts off. You're constantly monitoring yourself. How did that joke land? Did I sound weird? Did they laugh with me or at me? Was that awkward? Should I have said that differently? It's like having 47 browser tabs open in your brain at all times. You can't relax. You can't just exist. I remember hanging out with people, and instead of actually enjoying it, I was basically running internal analytics, live performance review. And the worst part? I got good at hiding it. On the outside, I probably looked fine. Confident even. But internally, absolute chaos. And over time, constantly trying to be likable starts messing with you. Because eventually you stop being a person and start becoming a customization menu. You mold yourself into whatever other people seem to prefer. You stop making decisions based on what you want. Everything becomes about approval, even basic stuff. What hobbies seem cool? What clothes won't get judged? What career sounds impressive? Not what do I actually want, just what will make people respect me. That mindset affected literally everything, even career choices. When I thought about what I wanted to do with my life, I wasn't asking myself what I actually cared about. I was asking, what sounds good when I tell other people? That is such a terrible way to make life decisions. And the funniest part? The people I was trying so hard to impress did not care. At all. I was stressing over people who probably forgot I existed 10 minutes after talking to me. But in my head, everyone was watching. Everyone was judging. Everyone cared. Reality check. Most people are way too busy worrying about themselves. They are not studying your every move like it's game film. Then came the people-pleasing phase, which sounds harmless until you realize it's basically self-sabotage with good manners. You say yes to everything, even when you don't want to, even when it drains you, even when it actively makes your life worse. Because saying no feels illegal. People would ask me for stuff constantly. Homework answers, test answers, money, favors, and I'd almost always say yes. Not because I wanted to, but because I was scared that saying no would somehow make them dislike me, which is such an insane way to live. And eventually, people notice. They realize you're easy to take advantage of, because you never push back. You're reliable, but not in a good way, more in a this guy has zero boundaries way. And I learned that lesson the hard way. About a year and a half ago, I went to a fair with a bunch of people I considered my friends. Or at least I thought they were. There were like 15 of us. In reality, maybe one of them was actually close to me. The rest were basically acquaintances I mentally upgraded to friendship status because they were occasionally nice to me. Classic mistake. Anyway, I had around $200 on me. Money I had actually worked for. And throughout the night, people kept asking me for stuff. Can I play this game? Can I borrow money? Can I get lemonade? And like a genius, I kept saying yes. Again. And again. And again. By the end of the night, I had $5 left. Couldn't even buy myself anything. Didn't even get the lemonade everyone else got. Amazing performance, and barely anyone even thanked me. Then later that night, my actual close friend sent me screenshots from a group chat. Turns out these people were literally joking about how easy I was to use. Like I was some side quest NPC. That was probably the most humbling moment of my life. Genuinely embarrassing. But honestly, I needed it. Because after that, something finally clicked. I realized being too nice wasn't actually kindness. It was fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of conflict. Fear of disappointing people. So I started changing, slowly, very slowly. First, I started noticing when I was doing it. Every time I overthought something, every time I apologized for something dumb, every time I said yes when I wanted to say no. And I started asking myself, does this actually matter? Does this person actually matter? Will this affect my life in any meaningful way? Most of the time, the answer was no. So I started saying no more. And the first few times, absolutely horrible. Felt illegal, like my nervous system thought I was committing crimes. But then, nothing happened. The world didn't end. Most people just moved on. And that was weirdly freeing. Now, some people did get annoyed. And honestly, that was useful information. Because the people who get mad when you have boundaries usually benefited from you having none. That's how you find out who actually likes you versus who just liked access to you. And once I stopped trying to please everybody, life got way easier. Less overthinking, less anxiety, less apologizing for existing. I stopped replaying every interaction like it was evidence in court, and I started feeling more like an actual person, not some social chameleon constantly shape-shifting for approval. And weirdly enough, people respected me more. Not everyone, but the right people, which matters way more. So if you're constantly overthinking, constantly apologizing, constantly trying to make everyone happy, I get it. I was literally built in the same broken factory. But trust me, not everyone has to like you. Not everyone will. And that's completely fine. Because the second you stop trying to be liked by everyone, you finally get the chance to actually be yourself.